Hello, who was Demus in the Bible? Demus had at one time been one of Paul's fellow workers in the gospel ministry, along with Mark and Luke and others. During Paul's first imprisonment in Rome, Demus was also in Rome. There is also biblical evidence that Demus was with Paul during Paul's second imprisonment in Rome, at least for a while. Then something happened. Demus forsook Paul, abandoning the ministry, and left town. Paul wrote about the sad situation. Demus, because he loved the world, has deserted me and has gone to Thessalonica. 2 Timothy 4:10. The Greek verb used in the Gospel implies that Demus had not merely left Paul, but had left him in the lurch. That is, Demus had abandoned Paul in a time of need. The apostle was in prison, facing a death sentence, and that's when Demus chose to set sail. Undoubtedly, Paul was deeply let down by Demus. It's never easy to see a friend and associate in whom you placed your trust forsake you in the midst of hardship. The separation caused by Demus' desertion of Paul was not merely spiritual, but spiritual. Demus left Rome because he fell in love with the world. In other words, Demus chose the corrupt value system of the unsaved world over what heaven values. As the NLT translation translates it, Demus loved the things of this life. 2 Timothy 4:10. We don't know the details of Demus' situation, but it is evident that Demus decided that what Satan has to offer in this life is better than what God has to offer in the next. Much can be said in support of the view that Demus, in love with the present world, was never a born-again believer in Jesus Christ. Paul makes a sharp contrast in 2 Timothy 4:8 and 10. In verse 8, Paul speaks of those who love the world. There is laid up for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award to all who loved his appearing. Demus, in contrast to those who love Jesus' return, loved the present world. 1 John 2:15 is clear about the spiritual state of those who love the world. Do not love the world or anything in the world. If anyone loves the world, love for the Father is not in them. Nowhere in the Bible do we read of the restoration of Demus. The tragedy of Demus is still being lived out today by those who choose the temporary benefits of this world over the eternal riches of heaven. Today, there are still those who seem to receive the world, but then the worries of this life and the deceitfulness of wealth choke the word, making it unfruitful. Matthew 13:22. Past service is no guarantee of future faithfulness. We must depend on the Lord, our strength. Psalms 28. We must be born again. John 3:3. Otherwise we have no found of faith. They went out from among us, but they did not really belong to us. For if they had belonged to us, they would have remained with us. But their going showed that none of them belonged to us. 1 John 2:19. Thank you.